All right, it's time. I'm going to show you how to properly research H domains. The same exact way that I use to build sites that make me 7 figures a year. Sites that destroy the competition. As powerful as a fart in a spacesuit. Inescapable and overwhelmingly intense. As precise as a cat landing on a pile of Legos. Navigating every piece like a ninja. I've been stringing you along for the last couple videos. Truth is, I'm starting to feel like a politician. Bold, shameless, and full of shit. So, it's time to give up the goods. It's time to cut the training string. Send you out on your own to dominate the weak competition. Because they are buying drop domains. They are buying expired domains. They are buying weak domains. And we will annihilate them. Okay, enough of that shit. I know you're not here for my bad acting and my even worse jokes. I get it. You're here to learn how to make money. And look, now that I've given you tons of value and I've gained your trust, I've got to give you some bad news. I am going to charge $997 a month for anyone that wants to continue and get the real information. Nah, just f***ing with you. Gotcha. All right, let's jump in. All right, so as I mentioned in previous videos, we're going to be using Register Compass to analyze the domains because that's typically what I use. Also, look, keep the following in mind. I have students that pay a lot of money for a lot of this information that I'm sharing for free. I'm going to give you much more than you will find anywhere else, even in any paid group. But I can't show you every single little trick of the trade out of respect for my students. Obviously, they do get coaching and Q&A sessions as well, and a lot more step-by-step stuff, but I still wouldn't feel right giving you every single little trick. Just wouldn't feel right. But with that said, I will give you plenty to go out and dominate. Okay, so let's start with settings here. So I'm in Register Compass, and this is what you're going to see when you log in and sign up. Now, again, there's a lot of different settings here that I teach my students that they can play with. I'm going to teach you just a couple right here. Okay, I'm going to teach you, number one, the most basic one I use, which is trust flow and domain authority. What this does is it allows us, I usually start with like a trust flow over like 9, which means it's going to have a trust flow of 10 or better. What this does is it allows us to filter the sites where they're going to be a much higher chance of it being a quality site if it's a trust flow of 10 or better. If it's a trust flow of like 4, the chances of being a quality site are very, very small. So we want to stay over 10 when it comes to trust flow. For domain authority, typically I'll stay over like 24 here, so 25 or better. I like to have even stronger sites, but some of you may be fine doing like over 19 in that range, depending what niche you're in. If you're in the lower competition niches, maybe over 14 would be fine, but generally I'm in the stronger niches and I'll do even over 29 a lot of times where it's 30 or greater because I'm looking for the much more powerful sites. For the sake of this video, we'll do over 20 for the domain authority and we'll just stick there. I'll give you one other tip. I'll give you a couple other tips for doing searches. One other good one that I use is looking for sites that have EDU or government links. Now, what this does is it's not necessarily that the EDU and government links do a whole lot more. It's just the fact that any site that has links from a real government or a real EDU site have a much higher chance of having a better link portfolio all around. Because if a government site or a education site or both of them were linking to a website, it means that was a very high quality website. Those government EDU sites don't just link to any site, any random site. They only link to really like high authority sites that are like very authoritative. So what that means is all the other links are likely going to be high quality. It increases that likelihood. So this is a good one to play with, EDU and Gov backlinks, searching for sites that have at least one of those, and that will really help your searches. Now, you also don't just want to search without choosing an auctioneer. Typically, what I'll do is I'll search, GoDaddy by itself, Snap Names by itself, Name by itself, Dynadot by itself, and I'll search all of them. I'll show you GoDaddy just because that's the biggest one and it's the most popular. So when you choose GoDaddy, what I recommend is when you go to auction type, I would choose public. Okay. The reason is I don't want to see any buy now or offers because those are sites that people already own that they're trying to sell for a profit. So what that means is if you're looking at reverse and buy nows, offers and buy nows is what I meant to say if I didn't say that. If you're looking for buy now and offers, those are sites that people are trying to make money from. So you're not going to get a good deal likely. Okay, the chance of you getting a good deal on a domain are very low because people know the value of their domains, typically in this case, and they're trying to sell them for more or for a profit. When they're public, when you choose public, these are sites that people didn't renew, that no one owns, that just go up for auction, where the public is going to determine the price of that domain. So whatever the highest bidder is willing to bid determines what that domain is going to go for. Whereas when you're looking at buy now and offer, there's someone who owns that domain and they determine what that site goes for. So we don't want that. We want to be able to determine the price of the domain based off the bidders, right? So we don't want a domain that's hyped up in value because someone owns it. We want the public ones, and that's why I choose that. So let's go ahead and do a search. And then once we search, it's going to process our request. And then our results are going to come right down here. Okay, so as you can see, our search is right here. There is 189 expiring domains, 1127 expired domains, and then 716 auction domains. We are going to choose the auction domains. So once I click this, it's going to bring up another screen, and it's going to show us all the 716 auction domains that meet our filter criteria, which again, we said is a trust flow of at least 10 and a domain authority of at least 25. And here's that screen right here. Now, again, I teach my students many different ways to filter these results to much quicker and easily to be able to determine what the best sites are going to be. There's ways to do that. I'm not going to show that here, but I will give you some ideas. One of the good ways to do this is to organize by domain authority. So what that's going to do, and choosing the down arrow there, what that's going to do is organize the most powerful according to domain authority in Moz to the lowest domain authority. Now, just because a site has a domain authority of 65 doesn't mean it's powerful. We always have to go and check to see if the links back up the domain authority. All right, so that's very important to understand. Also, another important thing to understand that will really help you with your time analyzing sites that are at auction, if the number between Moz domain authority and Moz page authority are really far apart, like more than 10 to 12 or so, typically it's not going to be a good domain. Typically there's something going on there. So let me show you what I mean. Hopefully this one meets the criteria. So MT-112. What I'm going to do is go over to Ahrefs. I was trying to find some examples for you guys in there. And we're going to go search for mt-112.com. Now, a domain authority 65, you would expect to have a couple thousand referring domains, very high quality links, right? This one has 3,400 referring domains, but I can almost guarantee you these backlinks are not that good because of the difference between the domain authority and the page authority. So what I typically do in analyzing backlinks is I organize by domain rating. Now, they do have some high authority backlinks here, okay? They got 94, 94, 92, 91, 91. So they have a lot of high authority backlinks, but what you notice is it's spammy, okay? And the way I determine if a backlink portfolio is spammy is if there's a lot of foreign anchor text or foreign kind of titles from the links that are pointing to our site, right? So these are the links pointing to the website. It's got foreign anchor text. It's got foreign links here. Look, you can also read the titles to determine what the site's about, or you should be able to read the titles of the links to determine what the site's about. So these three are foreign. This one right here is choosing an engineer degree and a salary location. Let's see if we can go down. Online gambling, Unity issue tracker. So this is a big red flag. What this tells me is there's no common theme here. There's no common category. When I analyze a site, if it's a site about cats, I want to see a lot of links from sites that mention cats or pets or animals or something in that niche. When you come to a site like this and you see a whole lot of links, even if they're high domain authority, and you see foreign stuff, and then mixed topics like engineering, and then down here we saw horses, and then we saw online gambling, we saw issue tracker, annotated presentation, great Indian football. It's all over the map, right? Money spent on food. We don't want to see that. We want a common theme of links that are going to the site, especially if they're all going to the homepage like this one is right here. You see also a whole bunch of user-generated content, no follow, which is fine. No follow is fine, but a lot of user-generated content. And I can just tell by looking at these sites, these are more spammy type links. Now, we'll go into a better looking site after this. But my point is, going back to our original thing here, if you see a number that's far apart between domain authority and page authority, that's a flag where it's likely not going to be a good site. And that just helps you kind of save a lot of time when you're analyzing your sites. Okay, and I'll show you a couple other things as well. So let's scroll down, and I'm going to find the one that's good. And I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm looking at here. You're going to have to figure out, how to bid and what to look at exactly. But I do want to show you one that I think is going to be a good one. We'll analyze it, and I'll show you what a good link portfolio looks like for a site. Okay, this one right here. So I can already tell. I'll tell you a couple of the things I looked at. Okay, number one, the domain authority and page authority are fairly close, right? It's within that 12 range or 15 range or so that I have. Like my limit's 15. So if this was 53 and this was 38, I wouldn't even look at it because they're too far apart. Likely it's not going to be a good domain. You can look at those, and sometimes you can find good ones, but typically if it's 15 or more apart in those two numbers, the chance of it being a good domain go way down. So unless it's like a site that's like exactly in the niche I want, I won't even look at it just to save time. So that's the first thing I looked at. These are 10 apart. That's pretty normal. So that's the first good sign. The second good sign is that the name of the domain, Beautiful on Broadway, matches the category for Majestic. Broadway, right, is all about music, and it's in the music category. That is a big sign right there, okay? So that is very important. So let's go analyze this site. So it's called Beautiful on Broadway. And again, I'm using Ahrefs to analyze. You can use whatever type of analyzing tool you want, but you will need something like Ahrefs or Majestic or something along those lines to analyze the backlinks of the sites that we're looking at. Okay, so what was it? Beautiful on Broadway. All right, so let's go take a look. Now, again, there's all different things I teach my students to look at here. I'm going to show you some of the important ones that will really get you going. Obviously, you want to take a look at the backlinks, and big one is the referring domains. It's got 540 referring domains. Also, you can take a look at the organic search. So actually, this site is still getting traffic. So that tells me it was probably taken down recently. You can see the dip right here came, it was at 3,000. It was a pretty big dip from here. So you can actually see when it started dropping off here. So likely the site was taken down around here is my guess. You can go check in archive.org or the Wayback Machine to see when the site was taken down, but I can probably cover that some other time. But I do like to see a history of organic traffic. That tells me, especially if it's recent, that tells me that the site has health to it, right? If there's recent organic traffic, well, Google recently sent traffic to that site, which means they like the site. Your job is just to rebuild it and to build content on the proper stuff. So let's go up and let's analyze the backlinks. And I want to show you the difference between backlinks of a good site and then backlinks of a bad site, which we just saw. And I'm guessing this is a good site just based off everything I've seen already, and I've analyzed thousands of domains. I can usually spot a good site even before I look at the numbers in Ahrefs. Now again, I'm going to organize by domain rating. And what do we notice? Okay, first of all, we notice that it's a lot more legible. All the links here are already talking about things that I understand, and they're all on one topic, and I understand them. Okay, like I recognize the sites they're getting links from as well. Wikipedia, Medium, New York Times, Wikipedia, bbc.co.uk. Also, if you read the text of the links and the URLs from the links, what you'll notice is it's on a single topic, right? It has a common flow. So you see the Carole King musical, okay? Carole King musical in the URL as well. A video of Aretha Franklin. Aretha Franklin is a musical artist. Straight glides between sexual assumptions. So that one's not super relevant, but it could go with the music industry. Carole King, which is a music-related person. Carole King, musical Beautiful Handed for big screen. Carole King. So a lot of Carole King stuff. This might have been a site about Carole King, or maybe she owned this. Okay, Hamilton, which I think is a musical. Hamilton, I believe, is a musical. Wikipedia, Beautiful Life. So some of these are about Carole King, which likely was like the owner of this Broadway show or whatever this is. So that's fine to see though, because it's still relevant. America's Got Talent, which has to do with musical stuff. The Carole King musical, Broadway. So again, as we're reading this, as we're reading the text of these links, there's a common theme here. It's all about music or Carole King, which has one common theme. And I recognize a lot of these sites that are linking to beautifulonbroadway.com. I mean, and these are super powerful. Look at the domain authority. These 96, 94, 94, 93, 93, 92, 92, 92, 92, 92, 91. And look at the sites, USA Today, HuffPost, Business Insider, BBC.com. These links, if you can even buy them, they're going to cost like $2,000 a piece. Okay, and a lot of these are actually do follow links as well. Some of them are no follow, some are no. Actually, a lot of these I'm seeing right now are no follow, but you'll see a good amount do follow as well. As you can see, that I think that HuffPost one was, USA Today was right here. So you're going to get a lot of no follow and do follow, but a mix of them is totally natural, right? BuzzFeed, New York Post, both of these are do follow. Variety.com, that one's no follow. But again, super powerful links, and it's always good to see links that we can't get with SEO. That's the big ticket. When you're analyzing sites and you look at their backlinks, the big thing that you want to see is that it has powerful links from high DA sites, okay? And links from sites that are extremely hard to get with regular SEO. Because if we can get them with SEO, we'll just do that when we rebuild the site and we start building links to the pages if we need to. We want a site that is so powerful that it was built by links that you can't necessarily get with SEO. Like government and EDU links are a good case, but even stuff like New York Times and BBC.co.uk, BBC.com, Business Insider, HuffPost, USA Today, CBS News, you can get these with SEO, but you're going to pay $2,000 a piece. The backlink portfolio of this domain right here, just what I'm seeing on this first page, if you got with SEO, would probably cost you like $100,000 just for the first page of links, okay? And a whole bunch of your time as well, and a whole bunch of effort. I mean, you're talking hundreds of man hours. You have to have good content so people can link to you. You're going to spend all that money. This site could end up going for a couple grand. And just the first page of links is worth over $100,000, I would estimate, or around that range. If we went through all the links, I bet you they'd be worth like $500,000 in that range. So when you buy an Age domain, like you may look at for this domain as a couple $1,000s, a lot of money. I'm looking at that as a steal. It would take me years to build this site and build this linking portfolio, this type of power, thousands of man hours, years of time, and then hundreds of thousands of dollars of link building and money that I would spend on that to get it done. And I can get it like that for $2,000. You kidding me? That's a steal. So that's the way you have to look at Age domains, is looking more at the link portfolio value and determining what you want to pay from there. All right. So that's just an example of some of the things that I analyze. I think this video is getting kind of long, so I'm probably going to end it right there. But that is like the basics of what you want to do when you search. Okay, you want to first organize by something like TrustFlow and Domain Authority. That's a good place to start. Then you go and you can organize by something like Domain Authority, from top to bottom. And then you can start finding ways to recognize which sites are good. Like this is the one I taught you is a good one, where these two numbers within 15 of each other. That's a good way to start. Even like within 12 of each other would be a good one. And then you can pick up other things that are showing here that are a good way to organize. You can organize by like TrustFlow. So you can have the highest TrustFlow ones first. So if I did that right now, let's go to where's Majestic TrustFlow. Here it is right here. So if I organize from high to low for TrustFlow, or that's MyTrust. We want Majestic TrustFlow. So let me scroll over. Where's Majestic TrustFlow? Here it is, Majestic TrustFlow. So if I organize by Majestic TrustFlow from highest to lowest, again, what we're getting is all these sites up here that are up top, these have a very high chance of being really good sites because they have a higher TrustFlow. Doesn't mean they will be good sites. We still have to go and analyze the links and the history of the site, but if you look at that, it's going to give you a big boost as far as, when you find little filters like that, like looking at TrustFlow and how far apart Domain Authority and Mazda and Page Authority are, those are big things that are going to help you really looking at auctions down, like the time you spend way down. I can go and look at all the domains that are at auction, like thousands of them, and I can finish within like 30 minutes just because I've been doing it so long and I know what to look at and I know what to analyze. Some of those things are going to be skills you pick up over time because right now you're watching a free video and I can't give you all that information when you're not a paid student, but I can give you this, which can send you well on your way to dominating the competition. This is how you find super powerful sites. You use these filters, you check out the sites, you look at their backlinks, find sites that have very powerful backlinks. And if they have a good organic search history, that can definitely be a big plus, but it's not the end all be all. If a site doesn't have a good organic search history, it could mean they just didn't have a lot of content. Maybe it was like a brand that didn't get many searches. They just didn't have much content on the site. It was like some sort of organization didn't get much content. So that's not the end all be all, but is a big factor. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is more off the cuff type like training style. And I want to see how you guys react to this and what you think of it. So make sure you let me know in the comments because I'm just interested in what you guys think of the training style. This is more like what my students see when I'm training. I do much longer videos, more step by step for my students. But I want to get feedback on this style for YouTube just to see how it resonated with you guys. Because obviously I couldn't include every little trick, but I want to give you enough where you can really get your feet on the ground and run with it and do very well with it. So comment below, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it, I can do more of these style, and I can continue with this series and kind of give you the next step. Next step could be more analyzing, depending on the feedback, or it could be how to analyze in the Wayback Machine, things I look at in there. It could be how to start putting up the slate. Wherever you guys want me to take it from here, I can take it from here, and we'll stop there. All right, so comment below, let me know. Make sure you subscribe. I'll talk to you soon.